cytoskeleton. Where you will come across the cytoskeleton? Any idea about cytoskeleton? Yes? Cytoskeleton. Where is extracellular matrix present? In between the cells and the connective tissue. So what is the role of extracellular matrix? Maintaining the structure, location of the connective tissue and the cells. What is cytoskeleton? Cytoskeleton. Where it is? Inside the cell, the cellular organelles. The cellular organelles has to be holded in its position. The center of the cell, you will have the nucleus. Next, you will have the endoplasmic reticulum. Next, the Golgi apparatus. Next, you will have the plasma membrane. So that localization, that arrangement, folded in its position, that is because of the cytoskeleton. Okay. So in the cytoskeleton, you will have basically three elements. Elements of cytoskeleton. You have three basic elements. The first one is the microfilaments and intermediate filaments. The third one is the microtubule. Okay, so this microfilaments, I will first give you the description, then I will explain. So the microfilaments, it is 7 to 9.5 nanometer. Intermediate filaments is 10 to 12 nanometer, and the microtubule is 25 nanometers. And this is also called as stress fibers. And you have actin and myosin. This intermediate filament, they are the stable components, and in the microtubule, this is having mainly which is the dimers, the beta tubulin, etc. Okay, and one more thing about the microfilaments, this actin, you have G-actin, which is required for polymerization, and it is converted to F-actin. And this F-actin remains as a meshwork in the plasma membrane. And this intermediate filaments, they are the stable components. If it is getting damaged, that mainly results in skin blisters. And the last one is microtubules. You will come across tubulin in that mainly. And this grows slowly and collapse quickly. This is having the major role in endo and exocytosis. Okay, so listen over here. You have the elements of cytoskeleton. First one is the microfilaments, intermediate filaments, and microtubules. Okay, so this microfilaments, you just remember the sizes. Microfilaments is very small when compared to the other filaments, 7 to 9.5 nanometer. And the next bigger one is intermediate filaments, 10 to 12 nanometers. And the next one is microtubules. These microfilaments, they are also called as stress fibers. Because of the tension, because of the stress, it will contract and relax. That is actin and myosin. We will also come across actin and myosin in the muscle contraction. Okay, because of the tension in the muscle, the contraction and relaxation mechanisms. So that is the thing which is seeing in the muscle. The cell of the muscle, sarcomere, is also having the microfilaments. Okay. And the next one is this actin. It is having G actin and F actin. This G actin is having the major role in the polymerization process. During the polymerization of G actin, it is converted into F actin. This F actin is forming a mesh-like structure which is present close to the plasma membrane. Okay. And then coming to the intermediate filaments. These intermediate filaments, they are the stable components. Okay. So if it is getting damaged, the intermediate filament, it results in the condition of skin blisters. Okay. So this intermediate filaments, once when it is getting damaged, it is resulting in the condition of skin blisters. The blisters is not only due to any infectious or any dermatological cause. It is also because of the damage in the intermediate filaments. And coming to the microtubules, it is the having higher thickness than that of other two microfilaments. Okay, and they are appearing always in the dimers. The most common is tubulin. Among that is the beta tubulin. So these beta tubulins, it will grow very slowly, but once when it is about to collapse, it is the first thing which will collapse. Okay, so that is also having the role in the endo and exocytosis process. So that's all about the cytoskeleton. And see, this is one of the condition which is due to the damage in the intermediate filaments. That is called as Chedak-Hagase syndrome. So in this syndrome, you will have the main thing is the mutations of the microtubules. So this is having the major role in the endo and exocytosis process. The microtubules is having the major role in the endo and exocytosis process. So among this, one of the process is the phagocytosis. Phagocytosis, cell eating. So engulfing of the debris or engulfing of any foreign substances, and it is digesting and then removing out from our normal system. So if there is any mutation in this microtubules, and that will cause defective of phagocytosis mechanism. So that leads to the accumulation of all the debris. So you will come across the term called as Chedak-Hagase syndrome. This syndrome is mainly due to the mutation in the gene involved for microtubule polymerization process. So that leads to decrease in the phagocytosis process. So what are the symptoms you will see in this? Is the first one is, it is a genetic disorder and most common in the childhood, and it causes decrease in the pigmentation like albinism in the skin, eyes and the hair. So in the hair, it is like silvery hairs, not white hairs. In albinism, you will see whitish, but here you will see silvery. But the pigmentation is less in the skin and the eyes also. And since the microtubules defect and there is decrease in the phagocytosis process, so this person is more prone to pyogenic infections. Okay. And then third one is this microtubules, microfilaments, and the intermediate filaments, all these are having a major role in maintenance of the stability of all the cells. And this also results in peripheral neuropathy. So why these symptoms is happening? Now you all know. This microtubule is maintaining the integrity, and this is the one which is having the major role in the exo and endocytosis process. If the microtubule structure is mutated, no exocytosis, endocytosis, meaning resulting in the decrease of phagocytosis process. So the foreign bodies and the foreign substances or any other debris cannot be removed from our body. It will remain accumulated. And it also causes defect in the pigmentation mechanism. Mainly you will see those things in the skin, eyes, and the hairs, like albinism. But in the albinism, you can clearly see the whitish hairs, and here it will be silvery, like in psoriasis, silvery lesions. But here the hair is silvery hairs you will come across. Okay. And since there is defective in the phagocytosis process because of the mutation in the microtubules, this person is more prone for infections. So pyogenic infections, frequent infections is more common in this case. Okay. So that is what is about the Cheda Hagasi